uh, what is the name of this Jewish tradition? Is it the one that they use the chicken to keep something? I forgot the name. But somebody will remind me. Somebody, Yom Kippur. Yom yes. Kippur. The Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish version of, is a Kabbalistic. They use the chicken to wrap all your body, and then they slaughter the chicken. By doing so, in Yom Kippur, they're using that one to cleanse you, and then they slaughter the chicken, and then the chicken is killed. And it is believed in Kabbalah, also in Jewish tradition, that it cleanses you from your bad deeds. And then our ancestors also, whenever you are in a situation and they realize that the only way to get you out of that situation is to use a chicken to go around your body and then slaughter the chicken and give it to some voodoo or even just on the ground, and then it takes away that problem that is been chasing you. So, where did the Jews learn it from? Where did every and other African traditionalists learn that one from? We didn't learn from the Jews. So, it is a form of a ritual that is a cleansing ritual, and it is still done today by the Jews. But how many Christians have you ever seen using chicken to go around their body? They will say that is devilish. So a lot of Christians do not even know much about the beginning of Christianity. So when you talk about Christians, we are just talking about a bunch of people who are confused and they don't know what they are doing. So yes, you may be right that Christians do it. Christian, maybe some Christian who have learned so much about other things may do it. Yeah. But then, okay, you see, we call what the people call angels and archangels in Vodou. We call them what people call archangels and angels. We in Ewe or Vodou, we call them a tron, Bokor, Vodou, or Maupe Dollar. Mau Dollar means God's servant, or the people that God has sent to serve mankind. And the deities, a throne, and all these things are things that have been sent or are part of God that have manifested to us in our every tradition over centuries and millions or over a millennia, whatever, to teach our people how to relate to God. Even long before Christianity came, our people know God, and they call the name God Mau. And then they have the Trinity in Mau, which means there are three different deities or gods that form Godhood, which is Mauga Sobo Lisa, Mauga Kiti Kata, Mauga Ese. So these three are what forms the three angles or the triangle of the Ewe cosmology. So these are all called Mau or Maugans. And under these Maugans are other deities, thrones, Mami, Hebiaso. Just mention them. And they are all believed to be a whole set of energies that form what God is. So the angels, maybe Hebiaso can be an angel of fire, the angel of thunder, or whatever. And then our people will just call it a voodoo or a throne or a deity. And then they try to follow its ways, and then they test it, and if it works for them, they stick to it. So the Aves, whatever people are calling angels and archangels and all these things, we don't have them. We have a throne and voodoo and mamiwata and all kind of things in our culture, and that's what we know. And that's how God has been relating to us until the white man came and told our people that what they were doing was wrong. So they should follow the white names. Why did Arab man in Israel or from that place get the name Joseph. Joseph is a English name, right? Where did they get the name James from? James is an English name. So are you telling me that the people who are living in the desert are having these English names? Let's think again. I'm even happier with the Islamic one. At least if they say Yusufu, they are calling it in Arabic name, in their own language. So if Yusuf has become Joseph, why did the Englishman give their name to people who were living on that land where they have no relationship with England whatsoever, or with Europe whatsoever? Think about it. But you see, because we are all stupid in one way or the other, we don't even ask questions. Somebody living in the desert is called Simon. From
What? Yeah.
Miawe nyamevo ave miele. Miawe nyamevo abajogbe. Miawe leja takulasi. Oba ave miele lo. Miawe nyamevo Afemiele koko. Miawe nyamevo. Abajogbe. Miawe le jata klasi. Abrahi boy nyeke. Obeye kenya. They are mele bebe wo. Ma upenu wana upeleka kumyana. Abrahi boy nyeke. Obeye kenya. They are mele bebe wo. Ma upenu wana upeleka kumyana. Yahweh yeralu. Yahweh yeralu. Apirenga jeje madejibu. Oh, amama. Oh, amama. Oh, amama yehuji. Amama kuna.
Yeah. Cameraman. Ow, ow, ow.
Serious, you know? Serious.
Ini asal yang
Kami do well for me.
one way.
Oh, man, no way do me. The camera time, my time. I can no move.
Let me get. I'm. Japanese over. If you can attack you, now you should. Yeah. Yeah. How many names do? What? Yeah. I do many family. I do many family. Realistic. Yeah. Wali. Ulu kumia machofi. Iya machofi. Ema mpi papa mi. Emi na mero obo. I mean, you're going to do medicine.
Mama, very sick. I will tell you.
They can't use the group.
Phone that comes out. How many my year? But you are not going to cook. I'm going to be careful. 2 minutes. Everyone say you. Everybody.
And you can. Hey, the boy.
Yes, my boss. Where are you now? That's okay. Okay, when you get to Abo,
Come on, the people.
Alesipe. Okay, so from Alesipe you go to Dabala Junction, and then you keep coming down, you get to Abo.
hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me is very practical if you know how to use it. So many people can read the books and they may not know how to use it. But for us, my teachers have even taught me how to use certain things from the Kabbalah and mix it with our traditional herbal system, and we apply them and they work. So I would suppose that the Kabbalah is the Jewish version of Voodoo. I may say so. How potent is it? It is very potent. I demonstrate it every time in my shrine with Kabbalah and do all this mixed together. Sometimes, when it becomes necessary, I teach my students, people who are learning directly from me. And they can also experience it and sometimes materialize them if they want. So Christians use it too, right? Maybe Christianity is a very big field. So when you say Christians use it, you may be right in some ways because majority of Christians are stupid. I'm sorry to say so, in the sense that they are not ready to learn anything new. So they just learn what their teachers taught them and do not want to expose. A lot of Christians don't know that there is Kabbalah. That is like the base of Christianity. A lot of people do not know. So, the moment you start to talk about Kabbalah or teach anything from Kabbalistic, this thing, people begin to look at you as a devil's advocate, and they've forgotten that the base of the Bible of today, base of Christianity today, was upon the Kabbalah of the Hebrew Kabbalah or the Jewish Kabbalah, whichever way you call it. Why isn't that the Jews are not Christians? Don't you see that when they are doing the what is the name of this Jewish tradition? Is it the one that they use the chicken to keep something? I forgot the name. But somebody will remind me. Somebody, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur. The Yom Kippur, which is a Jewish version of, is a Kabbalistic. They will use the chicken to wrap all your body, and then they slaughter the chicken. By doing so, in Yom Kippur, they're using that one to cleanse you, and then they slaughter the chicken, and then the chicken is killed. And it is believed in Kabbalah, also in Jewish tradition, that it cleanses you from your bad deeds. And then our ancestors also, whenever you are in a situation and they realize that the only way to get you out of that situation is to use a chicken to go around your body and then slaughter the chicken and give it to some voodoo or even just on the ground, and then it takes away that problem that has been chasing you. So, where did the Jews learn it from? Where did every and other African traditionalists learn that one from? We didn't learn from the Jews. So, it is a form of a ritual that is a cleansing ritual, and it is still done today by the Jews. But how many Christians have you ever seen using chicken to go around their body? They will say that is devilish. So a lot of Christians do not even know much about the beginning of Christianity. So when you talk about
life life delefi
in life and John for life. Funeral rites for my ex-wife.
who has passed on, and according to our customs, I am supposed to do the widowers right for her. We have started it last night, and we are just ending it. So we've cooked food for her after consulting Afa what she wanted, and we are just doing this year, and it includes because the area from where I married her from, they are the Anglos, and they have to have dance, they are local dance during the ritual. That's why you saw me also dancing Agbaja, and then also singing some of our area where I came from, and that's where she grew up at. And we sang some song from our area too. So this is what we are doing here. So next week I'll be ready to answer questions on today's rituals and rites. So please keep this open and put your questions down. So when next week I am back to the shrine, I will sit down and I will answer your questions. Thank you all for keeping up with us. We are very grateful, and may the ancestors and the gods of nature continue blessing you all and continue bringing you up and making you great. Thank you, and thank you, everybody. How you let by watching it? Great to see everything. I will not black. Martin Cobbler. Martin Cobbler. Papa. Martin Cobbler. Martin Cobbler. Fetch it out. I tell you, you don't want it too much. Martin Cobbler. Have you ever called Martin? Okay. Go.
Hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me, okay. You see, we call what the people call angels and archangels in Voodoo. We call them what people call archangels and angels. We in Ewe or Voodoo, we call them a tron, Bokor, Voodoo, or Maupe Dolao. Maudola means God's servant, or the people that God has sent to save mankind. And they hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me is very practical if you know how to use it. So many people can read the books and they may not know how to use it. But for us, my teachers have even taught me how to hidden in there. And Kabbalah to me is very practical if you okay. To talk about the Abakpe, Luluti, Zubo, Lu, Ajima, Ogboju, Pe Odonjalo, Pe Nkome. Valenti Fafa Menva, Alo Jona Pefu, Ago Sapate Meyo, Atigeri Meyo, Goro Vodu Meyo, Ken, Alafia. So that is the other incantation of Jopata, where that one we invoke Jopata, and it gave us that second stance of its incantation. It was not given to us by the people who gave us Jopata. They only gave us the first part, but this one was given to us by Jopata itself.
Papa, so please, I have a question on this topic of what Shamba asked about that the Ewe people learned Kudu like Guru Kudu from Hausa people or people who are northern people compared to the Ewe people.
Yeah.
And today, do those northern people still use Guru Kudu, or is it appropriate to say that Ewe people kind of upgraded Guru Kudu and made it something that is more powerful? Because I remember Tom Bullet was saying something like now people said they don't have Guru Kudu anymore, but Ewe people have it.
Yeah, it is very possible that people in the northern part may not have Goro Voodoo as it is in today. But it's also possible that they have it, they may not call it Goro Voodoo. They may give a different name for it because we, the Aves, call the BC, which BC is what Aves call kola nut. But the Hausas call kola nut guru. Okay? Are you understanding, Senna?
Yes, Papa. Thank you.
So the word for kola nut in Ewe is bisi. But then the Hausas call it goro. So when our people got that voodoo, I believe very strongly, the people said they have to give goro to the voodoo as its appeasement, or if you want to pray to it, you must offer goro. So our people begin to call the voodoo goro voodoo because that voodoo you have to give goro. So it became the name goro voodoo, goro voodoo, goro voodoo. So the Northerners may have another name for it. They may also call it Goro Voodoo, or they may call a different name for it. Take, for instance, not only Goro Voodoo, Atigeri. No, Tigeri is the main name. Tigeri. And it's also from the north. And it's also a very powerful voodoo of the Northerners. I don't know so much about its working, but I know my grandfathers on my mother's uncles. They had them when I was growing up in the village, but I didn't grow up to meet them before they died, so there was nothing I learned from them as far as Tigeri is concerned. The Tigeri is the name from the north, but when it came to Eveland, they don't call it Tigeri anymore. We call it Atigali. Are you understanding?
Yes, but the name changed.
The name changed to Atigali. So The Northerners call it Tigeri, but our people call it Atigali, Atigali Vodou, or Atigali Bobo, or a Tron, Atigali Tron. So that is how it is called in our area. And it was also a Northern spirit, and today it is still very active in some Ewe lands. And I think Nana Kokosachi, Nana Kokosachi is seriously learning about Tigeri and how to work it to help people and help himself and other people. So that's what he's really studying. But inside my Jokpata, there is Tigeri. Inside our Jokpata, Tigeri is inside. So we don't have a Tigeri as an individual voodoo, but we have it in combination of all these powerful voodoos of Ghana, the northern Ghana, northern Africa, and Ewe land, all combined together inside Jokpata. So I don't need to set up a Tigeri, a separate Tigeri shrine to be able to invoke Tigeri to work for me. I don't need to set up a complete a shrine of Alafia or to set up a complete shrine of Sakpata or all these things for them to be able to work for me, because they are all working together as a team inside Jokpata. That's the difference between Jokpata. That's why I'm saying nobody has Jokpata in every land anymore. Except that we have it. So the Goro Voodoo as it came, maybe people still have it in the north, because we cannot go to every village in the north to find out where the Goro Voodoo is. But surely when it came from the north, somebody will still have it, but we may not know where. But if we make research, we will surely come to it somewhere, because it cannot totally vanish from the north, because that's the areas have taken it. No, but Tigeri is still in the north, so Goro Voodoo or the areas are calling it Kweto, as in Togo. Not even and people were saying that Kweto, Kweto the car actually came from Ghana to Togo. So they have so many confusion and challenges and all arguments about it. I'm not interested where it came from, where it doesn't come from. When you, if it is spirit is working for you, that's what matters. And if the spirit wants you to know where it came from, it will tell you. It eats food, the kind of food it eats, the kind of things you present to it will tell you where it is coming from. And mind you, spirits are universal. They don't belong to anybody. There may be some group of people who might have discovered them first or start working with them first, and they assume such cultures as their own. But as they move on, they continue working and also adopt and adapt to other cultures into which they have been brought to. So Heba is saying, what is it good for? Which was an attack me, which I didn't know. And then they said, thank you. I have to go. Thank you for all your help. Have a blessed day. Same to you, Heba. We are very grateful. That was on West Africa. No. Vodou is a universal energy. When it comes to you, it will adapt to your culture, your way of things and whatever. That's how it will adapt to, and then it will become part of you. So it is not limited to you. And if the voodoo moves from you to another place, it will adapt to that place and then also
adjust with that culture and environment and work as it should. So white people have got so many spirits that work with them. They may not call it voodoo, but they have spirits working with them. So if you look at the movies like Merlin, The Witch, call all other. They have so many movies that you see that they are demonstrating spirituality in their movies. So why should the black man have this in their mind that white people do not know about spirituality? They know about spirituality, and I believe very strongly before the white man came to Africa, they also did readings before coming to Africa to know what to use to destabilize our people in order to conquer us. So it is not that they just came blindly. Even though they may be holding the Bible in their hand, they did not come just blindly. They knew what they wanted. Because when you go into the German archives and German books, most of the Hebrew Kabbalah books that were written in the Hebrew language were translated by the Germans long time back into German language and then into English. So if they have nothing to, they don't know anything about spirituality, how do you think that they know how to translate all these things and were interested in translating them? So the black man should forget and stop thinking that the white man doesn't know anything about spirituality and only Africans who have spiritual power. No. The good thing about our own spiritual power is that we do things that are very practical and very easy and short. It doesn't take so long to achieve. And that is what makes the white man begin to think that, oh, these people might have been using the devil. That's why their work is very fast. God, why should the devil's work be faster than the God who created the devil? How? See, but sometimes people don't think. If God is so powerful and he was able to create the world and created the devil, so how can the devil's work be faster and better than the devil's, than the God who created it? No, it's not possible. Everything that we do is God, but only they label it evil and devilish. Okay, so please, if you people don't have any questions anywhere, I will want to close the section. Because sitting down here, not getting any question or anything, the way it is to guide us and protect us from whatever is negative and that may destroy us. So when we wake up in the morning before we go out in the day, we normally will pour libation to our ancestors and to our deities and the voodoos and the spirits that are around us, that they should protect us through the day, bring us out to the public, and bring us back peacefully home. So when you come back home peacefully, I think the best is after taking a shower and washing down all the negative energies that might have come across your own vibration or waves, you can pour libation again to your ancestors or deities to say thank you for bringing you back home. I think this simple method should be enough to keep renewing your energy each time that you go out and come back home. This should be enough. But then as you grow in the spirituality and you have access to herbs, especially the herbs that I have taught, one of them, the Avenia, which is the boundary tree, and then I think, what is the botanical name that they mentioned earlier? Right? Yeah. So now give me that.
Neobodia living.
Okay, there's a name. The Nibodia levi is most common herb that our AV people use to cleanse themselves. But if you don't have any of those herbs around you, you can use charcoal and salt in your water and then soak your water, a bucket of water or a container of water that has charcoal and salt in it. The best will be rock salt. The rock salt, from which is either the sea salt
or the salt from there, and that is dug in the mines. So when you have that, you can just put them, and when you come back, you bath with after taking normal bath with soap and everything, you use that charcoal and salt water to rinse yourself so you can cleanse yourself out of some negative energies that may follow you. So I think the Nigimites, I think that is what they should be doing. That's the easiest that I can tell, because we here we have so many herbs that we have access to. But where you may be, you may not have access to the herbs. Yeah, so even when I mention some herbs, it will be very difficult for you to come across. But this is what I've just told now will be the best way to do. And then we have Togwe Jigbeza.
Scientific knowledge applied for some practical purpose. And as far as you were mentioning, a person can be anywhere in the world and can speak any language in the world, and you can consult afar. And if you know how to decode the code of afar, you'll be able to get the solution. Whether you are a Bokor, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, even a computer scientist, or me as a scholar, if you consult afar, afar will be able to give you a practical solution to how you'll be able to solve that problem. And afar doesn't even use electricity. Afar can take just maybe one duck or one chicken in a year, and you do thousands of readings. And I see that as one of the most green technologies possible, because it doesn't destroy the environment. It doesn't just, use carbon footprints or exhume gases into the environment, but it is practically helping people all over the world for those who know how to use it and really can decode it, right? And that's why it's more than just a religion. A lot of people have seen African traditions or African spirituality or voodoo only from the perspective of pure spirituality or pure religion. But the knowledge systems that are in these systems are more than just religion or spirituality. Because, for example, our herbal medicine, these are all scientific things. If the Chinese people consider their indigenous herbal wisdom as science and have been able to develop it now that traditional Chinese medicine is everywhere, acupuncture is everywhere, then voodoo knowledge is also scientific knowledge and not just religious knowledge, as many people believe.
Yeah, yeah, that's very, very true, Sena, and thank you for that. But even if you are talking about technology, what is the base of technology? We may say that today's base of technology is based on computer. And if you go into the computer is based on a binary 12121012 on that base, and that's the base of AFA, which has been around for a millennia before computer just came recently. And that's the same thing AFA still uses today. And the divination chain, when you put your money there, whatever you spoke on it, nobody has heard it. But when the divination chain went across it, it's just scanning it and picking information and later comes out. So it's also a technology, but it is not using a physical electronic gadget, so people may not call it technology. That's why I was saying that yesterday's spirituality becomes today's science. Because what was used in spirituality long ago, when it has been, people have find means to use devices and gadgets to materialize it, then they call it science and technology. But it has always been there. Our people used to have what is today called television, but it is not a television for the public as such. Our ancestors will just fetch water and look into the water, and they'll be able to connect to another part of the world or another part of their community and be able to communicate and then bring that one. So when you go into a movie like there's another movie where you see that Europeans also can transport you from one place to another through their spirituality in the past. And it is only now today these things have been done, and electronic gadgets or devices have been made so we can see it, even though the television station may be far away somewhere. An antenna will be able to pick the waves and translate them into pictures, which our ancestors were also doing by being able to look into water, and somebody also having a spiritual antenna somewhere can pick that waves and then translate it, and they both can communicate just looking into a calabash of water. That's also technology. But then we call it spirituality. So that's why I'm saying yesterday's spirituality becomes today's technology or science, whatever you call it.
Thank you. That was very, very, very enlightening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zee. Thank you very much. And we have Vivian Bakar here. Please, Papa, do you know what it means when you are washing your clothes and someone you are not related to added his clothes to your own? Is this in a dream? Vivian, was it in a dream that you were washing?
Me no kwe la funudalo. Oh me no. Oh me to. Asui. Oh me la funudalo. Oh me la funudalo. Oh me no. Oh me to. Asui. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Bebelevo, adalevo, aguafianya. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male nasilo yo. Mekade o malelo, mekade o male nasilo. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male nasilo yo. Mekade o malelo, mekade o malelo. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male nasilo. Megadeo malelo, Megadeo malelo, Megadeo malelo, Megadeo malelo, Megadeo malelo,